Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the Bach reading thing. Yeah, it's been a little while since we looked at the last one. Okay, well, we don't have to do too much chit-chatting this time. We can just go ahead and jump into the early years. At the Eisenach gymnasium in quotations, he learned reading and writing, catechism, biblical history, and the Psalms. I bet he liked the Psalms. It's a lot of religious stuff. Was Bach a religious man? I'm just kidding. We're starting it off early with the jokes today. And when only a little over 8, he was fairly immersed in Latin conjugations and declensions. In Eisenach was laid the foundation of that learning which distinguished his whole life, though he never enjoyed the advantage of a college education, such as he afterwards gave his famous sons. More famous than him? I think not. Yet his school attendance at this early stage showed a good deal of irregularity, due perhaps to illness or bereavement. He was only 9 when he lost his mother. Aw. In a short time, his father married again, but his death terminated that union scarcely 4 months later. Dang. Dude, nobody talks about Bach's dad's wife. She really went through it too. The Eisenach household having broken up, Johann Sebastian was sent in 1695 to the home of his married brother, Johann Christoph, who lived at Ohrdruf, some 30 miles away. A pupil of the great Johann Pachelbel. Everyone was named Johann here. What is the deal with that? I'm starting my stand-up routine. Everyone was named Johann. The Ohrdruf Bach, that was Christoph, functioned as organist at the church of St. Michael's. I'm shocked it wasn't St. Johann. Johann Christoph, an accomplished musician, lost no time in giving his young brother his first lessons on the clavier. Presumably, he supplemented them with instruction on the organ. Oh. Bach and organ, we know about that. In any case, the boy seems to have had access to a large quantity of good music. Not like Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber will be the villain of the Bach story. He was an extraordinarily capable student, with a voracious appetite for musical learning, and no sooner had he mastered one difficult task than he plagued his brother for another, more difficult still. At this period occurred that celebrated incident. What the did I just hear a... Did my fire... Oh my god, do I have a chirp fire thing now? Sorry about that, my carbon monoxide detector started chirping. So I took it apart, and hopefully there's no leak while I record this. Okay, so let's get back to it. We were talking about Christoph and what he did to his brother. At this period occurred that celebrated incident for which Johann Christoph has been very harshly judged by posterity. Now, I don't know what the vocab of my listeners are, so if something is especially weird, I might explain it a bit. When it says judged by posterity, it means like future generations. So he's like infamous for this one event, I guess. Let's see what it is. A collection of clavier pieces by masters like Forberger, Krell, Pachelbel, I know that one, Boehm, and Buxtehude lay in a bookcase with a latticed font. Johann Sebastian's pleas to study them met with a stern refusal. Why? So the youngster resorted to stratagem. He strategized, is what it's saying. He had to scheme to get that music. Stratagem. What is this? I mean, this was written in, like, I don't know. By thrusting his hands through the lattice and rolling up the music, he managed to extract it when his brother's back was turned. Oh my god, just let that... I'm trying to paint a picture in your mind right now. Bach sneaking around. His brother Christoph's back is turned, and Bach just goes behind and just takes all the music, shoves it in his pockets, and runs out. Not being allowed a candle, he copied out the various works by moonlight, a job which occupied him for 6 months, and probably laid the foundation for those eye troubles which towards the last were to rob him of his sight. And after all that, nor did he enjoy the fruit of his labors. Johann Christoph found the copy and promptly confiscated it. What an a-hole. Well, before blaming him, as is usually done, we're certainly doing it. Dude, screw Christoph. It may well be to reflect that Bach's brother was not necessarily moved by an impulse of cruelty, but more probably felt the need of curbing somewhat an audacious and immature young genius, who threaten to get out of hand. Yeah, how terrible would that be? I bet he was jealous. Christoph was just a jealous guy, jealous of his younger brother. Yeah, alright. I thought Justin Bieber would be the villain of this story, but I think Christoph is the villain. Kind of like in Frozen. Isn't his name Christoph? Whoa. Is that a thing? Is that why he's named that? Oh my god. During the 5 years he spent in Ohrdruf, Bach attended the town school, which enjoyed an unusually high reputation throughout Thuringia. His studies, naturally, ranged much further afield than at Eisenach, and his scholastic progress appears to have been rapid. There's no word count, man. You don't have to say it like that. His high, clear voice and instinctive musicianship not only assured him a place, and rather substantial rewards, parentheses, in the chorus of the institution, but in proper season gained him the friendly interest of Elias Herder. Elias, let me make sure that's... Okay, I looked it up. I think it's Elias Herder. Okay, she sounds interesting, so... Friendly interest, eh? For me, I'm personally more of a Dame Venus kind of guy. I'd like the friendly interest of Dame Venus to steal my soul. Elias Herder, a young musician summoned to replace Johann Arnold. Everyone is named Johann. A highly unpopular teacher who had been dismissed as a pest of the school, a scandal of the church, and a cancer of the community. Oh my god. That's terrible. What did he do? Through the good offices of Herder, young Bach found an opportunity to join the select choir, Mettenchor, of St. Michael's Church in Lüneburg, more than 200 miles to the north. And that story will be discussed in the next episode. So I'm cutting it off here. That was the story of Bach as a young boy in Ohrdruf. Yeah, I wonder if anything will advance with Elias Herder. Seems like she's really pulling her weight, getting our boy Bach a job and all that. Yeah, like I said, in the next one we're going to learn about Bach being a student in Lüneburg, and we'll see what kind of antics he gets up to. I'm sure he will get into lots of trouble, and I'm sure he will write a bunch of music. Alright, well, this is a pretty fun one. This is only the second episode, so I'll think of some like standard stuff that I say at the end of these, kind of like in the practice logs. But, you know, be sure to subscribe, leave a like. Yeah, let me know if you like these. Though regardless, I'm going to make them anyways, because they're actually really fun to make. I like just kind of reading about Bach. And you might have noticed I'm taking the pronunciations more seriously now. I'm actually going through and checking. So that's just for you, because, you know, you might as well do it right if you're going to do it. So if I pronounce anything wrong, just write it in the comments. Write it in a way that's kind, though. Don't be mean to me. Not that you guys are mean, ever. I'm just messing around. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.